Hey guys, it's towniesimbuilds here, and welcome back to another build. Now, I am aware that it has been quite a long time since my last build tour, but I've actually been working on something that's been on my bucket list for a very long time, and that is in fact a 50 by 50 Southwestern-inspired ranch. Hopefully this lot can be a really cool place to grow a very large family, while of course raising some llamas and perhaps some chickens on the side as well. So with that said, let's head on over to the world of Oasis Springs and check out the build. Alright guys, and here we are with a full view of the lot. As promised, we are in fact in the world of Oasis Springs, and I chose the 50 by 50 lot that is at the center of the world. So I do believe this was originally a park, but like I said, I really wanted to create a ranch that was very large and interesting for your Sims to use. So this does feature a 2-story house that is very fun, it's very asymmetrical, it's very Pueblo inspired, but we do have a lot of land for llamas, chickens, and any other animals you'd like to include. But we will go into a little bit more detail in just a moment, but we will check out the lot in different forms of lighting. Currently this was the afternoon view, heading into the evening view, moving on to the night view with the whole ranch lit up there, back to the morning view, and finally returning to the afternoon where we will take a look inside. So starting off our tour today, we will have a look at the grounds themselves. And what you guys are looking at is pretty much the main entrance to the ranch. This entrance was created using a lot of different objects. I pulled some objects from Debug, I used the lanterns from Seasons, and then also that really big overhanging archway from the Jungle Adventures pack. The gates from Seasons also lead into 2 separate enclosures, and originally I was just planning for llamas in this build. But as I was constructing the lot, I kind of did it off the top of my head, and I figured that there was just so much land left that I thought chickens would be a really great addition. Here's just evidence of Mrs. Puffkins. She is one of the test chickens, if you will. Just when I was testing out the lot, making sure everything worked as it should. And overall, the chickens do have a pretty large space. We do have 3 coops, and I did include a debug object from Cottage Living as well, sort of serving as a feeder dispenser. Anyways, we are now on the other side of the ranch, and this is the whole area dedicated to the llamas themselves. As you can see, I kind of snuck in the Cottage Living sheds. I really think they are an awesome object, but for this build, it really just didn't make sense. The style didn't fit the Southwest by any means. So I did create some using a lot of the objects from both Cottage Living and the Jungle Adventures pack. So I have playtested this. Sims can actually go in and out, clean the animals, interact with them just fine without any issues whatsoever. Over here, I did want to create some very interesting areas for the llamas as well. So I did go into debug. I tried to create some kind of feeder bin, if you will. And yeah, I am no expert on llamas by any means, but perhaps some vegetation would be nice for them. Over here is a washing station. So I figured that if you are taking care of the llamas, if you're taking care of their wool, making sure they're nice and clean, there is an area for that. So I pulled the base game hoses, I pulled some debug drains, if you will, and then obviously fenced it in with some Cottage Living fences. Over here is just a look at the family vehicle, courtesy of debug. And then over here, this is another area that I wanted to include. So originally I did not have some sort of barn, but this area does serve a few different purposes. We do have a sort of makeshift workspace, if you will, but there is an area to store hay, soil, fertilizer, maybe some chicken feed or llama food. And then towards the left, I also included a very basic rustic shower bathroom area, if you will. I figured that if your Sims are getting hot and sweaty from all of that farm work, they do want a nice-ish place to wash up before finally going back into the house and doing what they need to do. So I thought it was convenient, and hopefully it is a nice addition for your Sims, especially if they are outside and in a hurry. Anyways, what we're looking at is the poolside area, and this was probably one of my favorite areas to build. Now, I don't think I see a lot of nice pools like this on a farm or ranch style lot, but I think this was a really fun area for the family to relax, maybe cool off from the scorching desert heat, and featuring a lot of cool foliage and plants from the Jungle Adventures pack as well. This lot in particular does have a lot of extending balconies, and I did want to make use out of the objects from Jungle Adventures as well, even creating a really cool planter box here. Heading into the inside now, we will start with the first floor of the build, and this area is kind of a mixture of both family spaces and also the bedrooms themselves. Over here is just a look at the front entrance area, and honestly you guys, I was really excited to be using seasons once more. I almost never use it in my builds, but I really love that handcrafted look that it gives. Going on in, this is just a little sitting area here, again using more of the armchairs and sofas from Seasons, but this area does mix in Jungle Adventures and also a lot of content from Tiny Living. Now, originally, I think I wanted the dining space to have its own room, but I did think it sat pretty nicely here along the window. I did include some drop lighting from the Tiny Living pack as well, and as you can see, I do have a grilled cheese laying there also. I think that was part of the playtesting family I had here. Anyways, this is a look at the kitchen area, and it is arched off and elevated with a platform, and does include a lot of the different objects from the Jungle Adventures pack. Overall, it does fit the rest of the theme of the house. I was definitely going for a very strong desert vibe. Lots of creams, lots of sand, but with little pops of green, little pops of a lavender tone, and even a little bit of a cool blue and even a terracotta. I did sneak in a tiny pantry closet here. It was kind of an awkward space in the build, but I did think that was the best way to resolve that. Over here, this is just a partial bathroom, so this is perfect for guests who are not staying in the house. Just your basic toilet, sink. We do have some clutter from Tiny Living, and I created a little tiny elevated area in the corner. I was trying to fit in some towels or other items, but yeah, without tool, they just weren't fitting quite right. Anyways, here is one of the first bedrooms, and this is actually considered the children's or teens bedroom. I did have a family originally from cottage living here, and I did try to style the rooms in a very interesting way. This side of the room is definitely geared towards a sim that loves to write. Maybe they are a journalist, maybe they love travel. I had something along those lines in my head when I was trying to ideate the space. And this sim, of course, is very artistic. We do have some figure drawings, we do have the hand model there, and we also have a funky cactus, just for good measure. And I did sneak in some of those Tiny Living dressers there as well. Both sims also have little computer desks that I believe are also part of the Tiny Living pack. And of course, going outside, a lot of these bedrooms do have balconies. So we do have an easel here for the more artistic sim, and it does have a pretty nice view of the pool as well. And honestly, just looking at the room once more, I do use a lot of Tiny Living here. I think the palette worked well, and I loved a lot of the different textures in the fabric. Now, I will say that the bathroom in this area is very small, but again, it does have the essentials. I do believe the shower is from Seasons, Tiny Living on the toilet, and then Cottage Living for the sink there as well. Moving to the other side of the house, this bedroom is a little bit of a mystery. I figured that if you guys like generational gameplay, this could potentially be the grandparents' bedroom if you'd like to use it as such. Otherwise, this could be a really good bedroom for perhaps an older adult in the household, or maybe if you have guests staying over, this could be a really great spot for them as well. So again, it's a little bit more mature. It probably feels a little bit more along the lines of a hotel because it's very spick and span, nice and clean. And I even pivoted the TV in the direction of the bed as well, just because it didn't quite align with the original layout I had. Just like the children's bedroom, it does also have a balcony area, and I do believe I start using a lot of the chairs from the Seasons pack. So I love that these little armchairs had the touches of a lighter wood, and then those nice pops of green over there as well. So really cool look. I think this balcony actually overlooks the rampant chickens that will be all over the lot, so that was really fun. And then we do also have a little ensuite bathroom here as well. Albeit it is a little bit more luxurious than the siblings, but again, we do have a lot of the same amenities. We have the Seasons shower, if you will, and the Tiny Living toilet as well. Finishing off our tour today is the second floor of the main house itself. And this area pretty much encompasses the master bedroom, master bathroom, and also a lot of outdoor balcony space. This area is the main landing area of the staircase, and honestly, it was a very hard area to configure. If you guys work with diagonal houses, they're not usually the easiest to place, but I do think the space flows about what it should. This area is one of the 3 balconies on the 2nd floor, and this is accessible in a way that's not directly connected to the bedroom itself. The bedroom actually has 2 balconies. It has one on the left and right, with one of the balconies being connected from the 1st floor. So lots of cool areas to explore. If you guys have Sims living up here, they will definitely have a lot of space to themselves. And obviously you can see that their bedroom does carry on a lot of the same design choices from the family rooms as well. So lots of seasons. We have the seasons bed, seasons lamps, we have the seasons dresser, but we do have a lot of tiny living. I absolutely love tiny living in this build. I did include the beanbag chairs. The lamps almost give me sort of a mid-century vibe, so I do think it fits the look. This is just one of the balconies heading outside, connected to the 1st floor. And I did create a little makeshift cactus garden, if you will. I thought it was a great way to make the space a little bit more interesting. And of course, because we are in a desert, there just isn't a lot of foliage. So I thought it was a really great way to incorporate that. This is a smaller balcony that is adjacent to the stairway area. And pretty simple here. I don't have a planter box, but I did include a telescope here. So I don't know, it gives me sort of Strangerville vibes, if you will. Maybe your Sims can be abducted, who knows? But anyways, we are heading back inside now into the master bathroom. And to be honest with you guys, I think this is probably one of my favorite bathrooms that I've done. Because if you guys know me, I normally don't go too hard on the bathroom design. They usually are fairly simple. But I did use a lot of objects from Cottage Living, Seasons, and Jungle Adventures here. I really like that kind of faded blue terracotta style tile, if you will. We do have a double vanity, a full bathtub. We do have some nice robes and also the standing storage box, if you will, from Seasons for all of your bathroom clutter. And then we also have a private bathroom or toilet stall here as well. So looking at the lot specs as a whole, this is in fact a 50 by 50 lot. So it's certainly on the larger side, but can still fit into the base game worlds of both Willow Creek and Oasis Springs, and of course other Sims 4 worlds as well. The lot type is of course set to residential, so it works perfectly with a large or growing family, and also allows for farm and cottage living gameplay as well. In terms of packs, we always use base game, but we also stick with our 4-pack limit. This build includes content from Seasons, Cottage Living, Jungle Adventure, and also the Tiny Living Stuff Pack. Alright guys, and that is a wrap on the Southwestern Llama Ranch of Oasis Springs. Hopefully if you guys do have a lot of fun with cottage living, but get a little bored of Henford-on-Begley, hopefully this lot does offer a little bit of a unique escape, if that makes sense. Now, if you guys would like to see more large, unique family houses, or even more rustic builds like this one, definitely let me know in the comments. You guys know I love hearing all of your thoughts and feedback. On another note, we will have 2 more build tours coming this month as well, featuring a very magical residential lot, and of course the build of the month, the Japanese-inspired karaoke club. So definitely stay tuned for those. And with that said, this has been 𝗧𝗛𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏